Tyson Fury says he has the Mayweather defense and that nobody can land a swing on him. Certainly not Deontay Wilder. You know, defense is something which can only be verified in terms of its effectiveness by having a high-level fighter test it. Oh, you can have a pretty defense against mediocre fighters. You can have a pretty defense against low-volume fighters. Fighters who are reluctant to let their hands go. Your defense can look incredible. But what happens when you come up against a guy just as tall as you, or there or thereabouts, fast, good reflexes, in his prime, who ain't afraid to let his hands go? What happens then? That is the true test of how good your defense really is. You look at Tyson Fury against Pianetta. Pianetta couldn't land a glove on Tyson. I mean, he might have landed a few shots here and there, but for the most part, Pianetta was hitting fresh air. Same with Sefer Safiri. But these guys are slow as molasses. These guys are nowhere near what Deontay Wilder is. In boxing, the margins of error, we're talking about fractions of a second. If you take a past his prime Roy Jones, let's say the Roy Jones who beat Jeff Lacey, that kind of Roy Jones, or even the Roy Jones who originally lost to Tarver, right? That was his first, well, that was his second loss, but his first proper loss. The first loss was a disqualification loss. Now that Jones who lost to Tarver, who got knocked out, he would still wipe the floor with the majority of human beings in a fist fight. Wipe the floor, like not even competitive with the majority of human beings in a fist fight. The one who got knocked out in 2 rounds by Tarver. But in professional boxing, the margins of error are so small that losing half a second of reflexes can make the difference between being the pound for pound king and a washed up has-been. That's how small the margins are. And similarly with defense, you can do the shoulder roll and be blocking this and looking all slick against a guy as slow as Pianetta. But a guy who is a lot faster, with much longer arms, who has a knack for landing his big straight right hand, that's going to be a real test of Tyson Fury's defense. And I've mentioned this before, but you look at a Klitschko fight, in that 12th round when Klitschko finally decided to let his hands go and go for it, he didn't have much trouble landing on Tyson Fury. He didn't have much trouble getting close to him. He didn't. So we'll see what happens with Deontay Wilder, whether he has trouble getting close, whether he has trouble landing. Because Klitschko didn't when he finally decided to go for it. Granted, it was in the 12th round, and by that point, with all the movement that Tyson Fury had been keeping up for 12 rounds, and the pain he must have, well, the adrenaline probably carried him through, but Tyson Fury's feet, the soles of his feet, were a terrible state after the fight. I think there's an IFL interview where he shows you the soles of his feet because of the spongy canvas and how much movement he was doing and the size of the man. The soles of his feet were in a terrible state. All the skin was hanging off. So the point I'm making is he wasn't as fresh, obviously, in the 12th as he was in the first. So you're going to get caught more in the 12th than you are in the first if an opponent all of a sudden starts going for you. But be that as it may, it's not like the fight was fought at a terrific pace throughout. Tyson Fury was in great cardiovascular shape. And as I say, Klitschko was still able to tag him relatively. He never caught him with full power. That's one thing I'll say, because Fury and his dad are really clinging on to the fact that Klitschko never managed to hurt him. And so if Klitschko didn't hurt him and he wasn't worried about Klitschko's power, They ain't worried about Wilder's power neither. I mean, I think Tyson Fury was worried about Klitschko's power. Not worried to the point where he froze or he didn't fight his fight. No, I think the fear of Klitschko's power actually brought the best out in Tyson Fury. It gave him that extra edge. You look at him in the first round, you can tell he's like golden Vlad, but his eyes are wide open. Tyson Fury's in that first round against Klitschko, because he knows this man can knock down a wall with either hand. But as the rounds progress, he starts getting more relaxed and they get into a flow, and Tyson Fury's eyes, get less wide and he gets more comfortable. In the first round, he was like, okay, what's going to happen here? Let's go. Come on. Again, I'm not making out like he was scared. He wasn't scared as in, frozen with fear. But I say scared, or maybe scared is the wrong word, but he was certainly very mindful. That's probably the term I should have used. Very mindful of Klitschko's power. Very mindful and very respectful of it, and understanding how devastating it could be if Klitschko caught him early. But as the fight progressed, Klitschko became more unsure of himself, and whenever he did throw a shot, there wasn't really the kind of power on it that he would have when he's fully confident. And another example would be the Brian Jennings fight. You go look at Brian Jennings fighting Klitschko. Brian Jennings is a guy who's been down in fights. In several fights, he's been knocked out by Luis Ortiz. But Klitschko hit him with several right hands. Brian Jennings didn't go nowhere. Does that mean Klitschko can't punch now? No, it's that Klitschko wasn't really putting full power in the shots because he felt uneasy in the Brian Jennings fight. Same as he felt in the Fury fight. He felt uneasy. He was out of his comfort zone. The energy wasn't right for him to fight his fight. So, yeah. Anyway, long story short, we'll see how Tyson Fury's quote-unquote Mayweather defense holds up against Deontay Wilder. Perhaps it will hold up great. Perhaps he is the heavyweight Mayweather. I know it's a very big claim for him to make. It's okay. Fighters can make big claims as long as they're willing to step in the ring and try and back it up. And that's exactly what Tyson Fury will do on December 1st against Deontay Wilder. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below about everything I discussed here. Alright, I'm out.
Join me on Patreon. I upload a minimum of 2 podcasts every single week, covering a wide variety of controversial topics, as well as live stream Q&A sessions. Take a look on screen right now at some of the podcasts I've produced so far. For just $3 a month, the equivalent of about £2 a month, you get access to all my new podcasts and my entire back catalogue of past podcasts, including my popular Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. You can listen on your computer or on your smartphone or tablet by downloading the Patreon app from the Google Play Store or the App Store for free. The Patreon app also allows you to download each podcast in MP3. For less than the price of a cup of coffee, you get access to dozens of hours of exclusive content. It's easy to sign up, there's no contract, and you can cancel at any time. So come and join our community of free and critical thinkers by signing up with me here on Patreon today.